Hey everyone, Legend here coming at you with today's Wordle, Greek New Testament Wordle to be precise. It is Thursday, February 3rd, the day I'm filming this. You won't see this until the next day because I don't want to spoil how I live my life. Um, but I had a good time doing this on my stream on Wednesday, February 2nd. I figured I would just keep doing it, film videos, post it to my YouTube, whatever, because we can talk about random words in the Greek New Testament. I figured why not, right? So this is where we are. Um, so my go-to starting word for regular Wordle is roast because it has ROAST, and ST is a pretty. Those are two pretty common letters, and then those O and A are that's two vowels, right? Um, my starting word in GNT Wordle is always autos. Rip. Um, Simply because that's three of the vowels. And it lets me know if it ends in a sigma or not, which means that this has an epsilon iota in it somewhere. Let's try again. Okay, so that epsilon's not in the right place, but that iota. So nay, it's gonna end in nay. Um, hmm. Um, hmm. Okay, so the new is in the wrong place. Huh. Okay. Which means that it's probably at the beginning of the word. Um, all right, let's go ahead and look at my BDAG. So I don't do this to like be 100% corrected to see if I'm like super cool or whatever. I do this so that I can remember these words. And so it's a vocab exercise for me. And so I'm going to go neo, spin, naso, nase. Boom. So that is BS. It is in BDAG. How dare you? Oh, that's from the Gospel of James. This word is not used in the actual New Testament. It's used in other words around that time. Man, that would have been easy. No. Is using is this nod? Nods. Uh, why is this commentary here? To remember how to do this. Okay. John 13:23 says mu a. The five letter word. Let's try that. Even though okay, so it begins with a new and it ends with an epsilon iota, and and the only other verb forms I have right now is the eta, or it could be another iota. Okay, I'm gonna need another vowel in there. Let's go back to BDAG, see what we can do. Natho, spin is used in Matthew 6:28. Um, nope, that's too long. It's also used in Luke 12:27. Shocker. Oh, Nathan. Ooh, that could work. Yeah, I haven't used. Yes, we found it. What is up? Okay, copy that. Sweet. All right, so let's actually go look at this passage and see what we're talking about. So this was the verb Nathan right here, which is from the Greek verb for spin. Yeah, let's look and see how the ESV translates it. Oh, instead of nor toil nor spin. Okay, so we're talking about like spinning cloth. Um, yeah, that's actually a really cool, like, obviously this is a really famous passage. It comes from the Sermon on the Mount. Like I said, like obviously we see it in Matthew 6, and then we see it in Luke 12. This is the famous don't be anxious, don't worry about tomorrow. Consider the lilies of the field, how they do not toil or spin, yet even Solomon in his glory was not dressed like one of these. Like, it's one of those passages that, as someone who deals with anxiety as a like mental health issue, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me because a lot of people have quoted him in my life as something like, "Oh, you shouldn't be anxious." And you know what? I would love not to be anxious. But sometimes my body just reacts the way that it does because of whatever reason, my own past trauma, just the state that my body is in. Um, and I know plenty of other people with generalized anxiety disorder. I'm not diagnosed with anxiety or an anxiety disorder, but I know that I struggle with social anxiety and other forms of anxiety as a result of trauma in my life. And I have coping mechanisms for that. And I can affirm that God is in control of my life. Um, it's just sometimes it's really hard for me to feel that because my body on its own, for no good reason, decides to give me an adrenaline rush. Example, I worked a really toxic job once upon a time. Shocking. I know it happens. And the my manager or like my supervisor always wore really high heels. And I could hear her walking up and down the hall in our place of work. And I learned to dread the sound of her heels. So, because it was toxic work environment, she wasn't the best boss. It just didn't work out really well for me. And for years after working there, if I heard someone in the hallway with high heels on, I started to get anxious for no good reason. I didn't even work there anymore, but my body was conditioned to respond in that way. My wife and I were seeing JJ Heller in concert, and she was talking about how it's like this rush, like kind of like when you have to slam on the brakes because you to stop from hitting the car in front of you. You get this rush of adrenaline because you know you're worried about not hitting the car in front of you, and your body's trying to give you that survival instinct. But like when you have an anxiety disorder, it tends to happen for no good reason at no good time, and so um, I say that because I don't want you to hear me saying that all anxiety is like a sin. You shouldn't be anxious. Oh my gosh, if you just pray it away, it would go away. I know that's not the way it works. I know that half the time, if you have an anxiety disorder, the anxiety is not something that you can physically control. It happens without you wanting it to. Half most of the people I know who have anxiety don't want it. Um, but I can tell you that we serve a God who loves us and is there for us to take that anxiety if and when we are able to give it to Him. Some days are better than others, but I know that He's there. And I know that He's watching in the midst of it too. So it is something that I can do. One of my coping mechanisms is to breathe pray, which is to inhale, say a word, exhale, say another word, or a phrase. So mine is Kyrie eleison, which is a very common breath prayer. It's Lord have mercy. So Lord have mercy. And you just get that deep breath, which is good. Like that is a physical way to calm yourself. And then you're also centering your mind on God. And so that's something that I do. Yeah. So consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin, which was our wordle. Nathe, Nathe, yeah, Nathe. Know that um, even though you might not have control over it, God is in the midst of your anxiety. And He's there, and He is going to clothe you um, better than the grass, which is to say better than the flowers. Um, he will provide what you need, um, and it's good. He is good. He's a good father. Can't believe I just said that. But anyway, I hope that helps. I hope you had a good moment with me. Be sure to catch my streams. We'll be starting off my streams with the Wordle, the GNT Wordle, at least to start, just to talk about it. And I'll be uploading those to YouTube. So yeah, I'll see you later. God bless. Bye.